What's up, people? Here we are again from the back of my little Volkswagen Beetle, taking videos. It looks nice outside. We're sitting at a HEB. You can tell by that. There's more of the HEB that way, but I don't feel like doing a whole camera reversal thing. Just chilling. I relax. I kick back the front seat and I'm chilling in the back seat. Just peep a game out there. But using Wi-Fi. That's what I'm doing actually. It's comfortable. Got my windows rolled down, breezing a little bit, I'm at Port Isabel, which is right next to South Padre Island, and this is where they got a Walmart and HEB. It's where most people probably come to get groceries. There's a couple stores on the island, but they're kind of pricey, so I just come right here. And this place has Wi-Fi, so that's what's up. Anyway, I'm on Twitter and I'm like scrolling around, and I see this post with this kid. Apparently, he like committed suicide recently, and the person who posted it, they attributed it to him losing his job because of COVID-19 lockdown, and his girlfriend broke up with him or something. And yeah, I mean, a lot of that girlfriend probably was a major thing, but he killed himself, and the lady said he lived like 80 miles away. He was relatively isolated, and then she said something like, like the institutions, like therapists and stuff, weren't available, and that could have saved his life. She's kind of blaming it on that. And the truth is, I don't know. I've never been to therapy. I'm not even trying to get into that one too much, but nah. Truth be told, I think the problem today, why like so many people, I think it's like a epidemic in itself. Like people being, depressed and stuff. Like it seems like this whole generation likes to make jokes of it. And it's like I think the real problem is the culture of the day that people have bought into, which is, so many people are like living their lives through these screens. Like they're so worried about, how many likes they get on their pictures or this or that or whatever, and they neglect real life. They neglect the people around them. You know what I mean? And it's like, people for like literally like probably like hundreds of thousands of years, even before civilization existed. They lived in tribes. And they had support groups. People are social animals. People are pack animals. Like any other animal, like dogs or monkeys. You see them living in nature, you know, and they live in packs. You know what I mean? And it's natural for them to live that way. It's natural for humans to live that way. Humans have lived that way, way before civilization, uh, in tribes and stuff. It is what it is. And the thing is now, all of a sudden, we got all these distractions. We got this fucking social media bullshit, the internet, da 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 da, and a lot of the social structures that people rely on to live and feel good in life are being neglected, and they're literally dying. Relationships are falling apart because people are neglecting them. You know what I mean? That right there is why people are depressed. It's a lack of the social organization and structure that make people feel good. Um, people lack people. People need people in life. People need a social group to feel part of, to feel like they mean something to somebody, like they're important. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And if they don't have that, they of course they're gonna be depressed. It's like, I've done this thought experiment a million times. Like I've mentioned it a million times. If you lived in a universe all by yourself and you could do anything and you could have anything you wanted, what good would it be? It just being a universe by yourself, it'd be boring. It would be stupid, like it would just be purposeless. Like some successful people have said, like it all means nothing if you don't have somebody to share it with. It's the same exact concept. It's like we are social. The things we do in life, in large part, are to, you know, I guess, make other people happy. When you live for other people, when you have people that you can like give to, and like you have good relationships, it's like a mutualism type thing. If you like study biology, you understand what mutualism is in biology. And it's like the same kind of thing in relationships. Relationships are like biological, and if you can do good for somebody, make somebody happy, and then they in return, love you for it or whatever, then that's a good feedback mechanism. And if they do something good for you and you are appreciative, whatever, same thing. It's those are good mutual relationships. And we live in a world. I mean, we're just that's just how we're wired, dude. We're just human. Like, I mean, it is what it is. So I think a lot of people are trying to go through the like this social media thing and trying to get attention from all these people. They're trying to, do this or do that, and they're neglecting the people around them. And really, the social media, I don't think will ever really get you that type of like same like real true love, like social type shit like a lot of people really deep down want. I think a lot of people think it will, and it might to some degree if you do it in a certain way. I don't know. But like in any case, what I see is a degenerate social fabric in society. I think people are focusing on things that really don't matter. Quite often, a lot of superficial crap that doesn't matter. And they're neglecting the people around them. They're neglecting like the true caring and loving hearts of the people around them. And they're out here like all, trying for something arbitrary, and it doesn't pay off. It wouldn't pay off even if you got it in a lot of cases, you know what I mean? And and so the social fabric's neglected, the social structures, the things that people depend on to be happy and feel good about living, are being neglected, and they're degenerating because they're neglected. They're just, and so many people are left alone, in this world of, people that are all giving their attention here, there, there. You know what I mean? It's like so many people are being neglected. And I think that's why people are depressed. I think there's so many people that are depressed. I think like this whole generation like makes a joke of it, like, oh yeah, just cry myself to sleep tonight, the usual, just they say. I mean, it's they make jokes of it, like, cause that's all. I mean, what else are they gonna do? Like, they don't. Nobody likes to be a whiny fucking puss. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's one of those things. Like people don't really like. You're not gonna like directly ask for something like, hey, I know this sounds like I don't usually say this, but can I have a hug or something? Like it's people don't like doing that. I mean, because then it's not genuine. You know what I mean? You know how that goes. Um, you can't ask for love. Like if you ask for it and somebody gives it to you, it's like, all right, well, they didn't love you because they wanted to. They loved you because you asked for it, and they're just like, feeling sorry for you. Nobody wants the that type of love. Like I don't know. Maybe some people do, but I don't know. I personally, I don't like to like ask anybody for anything like that. So I can say for one, I'm that type of person. But what I'm saying is, my whole point about this whole thing is there's a degenerate fucking social fabric. That's what exists. It's what it is. People neglect it. People neglect people in their lives. They always try for this arbitrary shit. A lot of people try to go for this internet fucking fame and attention, blah blah blah. You're people are living through these screens trying to get attention. Like there's girls that fucking like, fucking strip on the internet and fucking post pictures and this and that, fucking half naked or whatever the fuck. You know, that's what people are doing. So many people are in that and trying for that, and they're just totally like immersed in that. They're giving so much of their attention um, to that, and then they're just neglecting everything outside of that. And outside of that's where real life is. The things on the internet. I mean, it's the channel of communication, but that's like I don't know. It's almost like a stage. It's like a fucking cartoon, or I don't know how to describe it. Like it's a spectacle. It's not like real. Like it's like that's just some stupid shit that people like gossip. It's like a gossip stage or something like that. You know what I mean? Real life exists with the audience who are watching the spectacle on stage. The spectacle on stage is spectacle, blah blah blah. It is what it is. You know, you can watch it. It is what it is. You can, I don't know, maybe you get involved in one way or another. But the truth be told, is really life is really being lived where the audience is at. You know what I mean? The people who are, out here watching that spectacle are the people who are really living. You know what I mean? That is an act. That's a play. That's a the spectacle. I don't know what you want to call it. It's and if you try to buy into that fully, like there's some people who have been there that have said, it's all like superficial and vain and stupid. Like, so many people feel like they want that, but then they get there and it's just like they say it's just like it's nothing. It's not real. It's like superficial BS. You know, people have achieved like fame and stuff like that. Um, and then they like crave like normalcy. They're like, damn, like can I just get like some normal people? Like they don't feel like anything sincere, and that's what I'm saying. So even if you like achieve that, you can ask the people who have. Really, I mean, I'm not a person who has, so I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes I want to be on that stage just to make like a point, and I'm like, all right, like, and that's why I make videos like this. I'm like, hey, guys, listen, got something to say. Like, hey, and I'll be like the type of dude who's gonna get on there and be like, this whole thing's stupid. Get back to living. That's exactly what I'm trying to do right now, kind of. But you guys, people who have been on that stage and who have achieved like high level of fame or whatever, and a lot of them just crave that normalcy. They're just like, I just want real people in my life, because they, that's what people need. They need realness in their life, real relationships, stuff like that. Real people that actually care, you can be like real sincere with and connect with. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Let's think of like, I could think of so many examples. Maybe when you're famous, people just, treat you like, oh, you're that famous person, and that's all you ever. They don't even know you. They just know your character that you portrayed. You know what I mean? And you might get sick of that after a while. You like, where are some people that like, is there any? You might want somebody who can actually like just look at you like a normal person and say, and actually get to know you. Instead of just seeing you as, that character. You know what I mean? And so yeah, you can see even famous people are looking for that normalcy quite often, even when they achieved, that fame and I guess I don't know notoriety that so many people look like they're trying to achieve. And a lot of them might regret, if it depends how they go about it, but they might regret, neglecting, real stuff in their life, trying to achieve that. I mean, some people can, at the same time, hold on to all the real stuff in their life and try to go for stuff like that. So, it's whatever. But in any case, it's no matter what, in any case, it seems like people need the type of realness I'm talking about. Like real relationships, real people that care. Um, it is what it is. Um, I know that personally, man. That's why I really, and the thing is like, how do you say it? Like, just because I want it personally, if everybody else is going for some arbitrary shit, like I'm talking about, it's like, well, I'm out here just like, it doesn't matter. It's like if it's a mutual thing, it requires two people at least to participate. Yeah, man. I think a lot in our society is people have bought into bad culture. It's very degenerative. It's very neglectful. Um, I don't think people get it. I don't think people see how they neglect their own lives, really, and how they just move away from the things that actually make them feel good. Like they think that fame and shit will make them feel good. Like, I mean, it might be helpful in life. Fame, it looks like a useful thing. You're influential. You can leverage it to make money. Life is easier for you. A lot of people like you, maybe, and stuff, and I fucking roll out a red carpet for you. But at the same time, what's that all saying? Like, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Something like that. You know what I mean? And You know, your soul is with that real shit, with the real people and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, people are depressed, bro, because people are neglecting real life. You know what I mean? It's sad. It's what it is. I see it. So whenever I heard about that kid who killed himself, I'm like, you know, they're talking about some therapy sessions or something that could have saved him. They're like, oh man, if only there wasn't this lockdown and he could have gone to therapy, he could have been saved. It's like, you know what really could have saved him? Having a real social environment that really doesn't even let him fall to that level of, you know, despair. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Like, if the whole social environment was good like that, there would not be people falling like that because they feel they be, you know, cared for. You know what I'm saying? If the real social environment, not just the environment, the social fabric of society was really good, we would not have so many people that were falling into like lonely despair or anything like that. And now, you know, see, society is like a big thing. It's really, there's like kind of like groups within groups within groups, kind of. You know, there's little circles of people that kind of look after each other. It's kind of like, you know, some you got your biological family. Some people say family's not, you know, not just determined by blood. You got your like, you know, your family that you created by, you know, through trust and I don't know, just meeting people and building relationships like that. You know, I got people like that in my life that I consider family, that, you know, that I just adopted family. I don't know what you want to call it. And so there's like groups like that, you know, like there's these groups that kind of are the social groups for people. And you know, but a lot of people don't have that. It seems like a lot of people are neglected, and in one way or another, they were allowed to get there. Like you know, sometimes like people have children and they don't take care of the children, and the children, you know, can get put up for adoption, and then they'll never feel like they're truly accepted in a family, even if they're adopted and stuff like that, and that fucks people up, and they just don't feel like they fit in anywhere, and then they're just like these kind of outcasts, and it's fucked up. You know, there's this African proverb, and I like this proverb. It explains kind of what I'm talking about here perfectly. And a lot of the African people over in Africa, they're still kind of tribal. They have very good social structures, and most of the people over there are happy, even though they don't have fucking electricity half the time or clean water. A lot of them look happy because they have good functional social structures. But the proverb, I don't. It said, I just saw it on like a little like quote, a meme or something. It said, you know, if you neglect a child, or if you don't like welcome a child into the village, he'll burn it down to feel its warmth. So basically, you better be there for that child, you know, and nurture that child and like bring him into the social structure, you know, and nurture that child, or he'll become an outcast who will burn it down to feel its warmth, you know, like become a crazy person or something. And that's describes perfectly what I see so many people, what happened with so many people. Like you've heard of like the crazy kids who will get bullied and like go do some crazy shit, like, you know, fucking go back to school and fucking do some crazy stuff, you know what I mean? Those kids probably were neglected. Like straight up, like socially, they're fucking being bullied, and nobody, like a teacher didn't intervene and say, "Hey," like the social fabric was fucked up. A kid was allowed to fucking, you know, go to like certain depths of despair. You know what I mean? To where they felt just like so angered. You know, some of the kids, they don't go that way. They don't go back to school and fucking be crazy. Some kids just go home and fucking say fuck this shit and hang themselves or something like that. It's a real thing. It's a real fucking thing. And that has everything to do with the social fucking fabric. The African proverb illustrates that perfectly, dude. And this to me is like common sense. Like I just know this instinctively. I'm kind of a nurturing guy. Like I can just tell when somebody's feeling down, kinda, and like I try to be there for, like, I don't know, like if I see somebody that's feeling down, I'm just like, all right, that person looks like they need somebody to be there for them, you know. And I listen to people. Like I'm kind of like a therapist myself. Like I'll hear people out, you know. I like listening to people. I like being there for people. You know what I mean? Um, it's just, I think it has a lot to do with the culture, how people are going for this like arbitrary shit, trying to be through the internet and shit like that. And it's just like, dude. That's not the way to do it. That's not um it's not healthy socially. It's not healthy socially. I mean, that's like probably the easiest way to say it. That's why so many people are depressed. People talking about, oh, my mental health. You want to get to the root cause? Here's the root cause, bro. Like when people are tripping, like and feeling depressed and this and that and this and that. Hello, dude. Like it's so obvious. The African proverb like describes it perfectly. If you don't welcome a child into the village, he'll burn it down to feel its warmth. It's social neglect. If there's a good social fabric, good social structure where the kids or whoever feels like they're part of a community, so on and so forth, part of a team, whatever you want to call it, they feel involved. They feel like they're really part of something. It's like, and it can't just be on some bullshit either. You know what I mean? Like people have to be there for each other. Like when I listen to people, for instance, whenever I'm not gonna walk up to somebody and just be like, nod my head and like fucking totally ignore everything you're saying. Like I'm gonna listen to you, bro. Like I'm gonna learn your whole life story. And I'll be honest, in the past, I've had people get really attached to me because like I've like heard them out and listened, and like they like never. Some people have like never had that in their life, and some people think I'm like their best friends and stuff, and like I'm not. That might be. I really only have so much me to spread around. That's the problem there. There's I only have so much time that I can afford to give here and there and here and there. I can only upkeep so many relationships, stuff like that. But yeah, I've definitely had people that have been like very attached to me because I've just took the time to listen to them, and it's like they've never had that in their life, and I'm like, damn, like that's kind of sad, you know. But that has everything to do with what I'm talking about, the social fabric, dude. Um, it has to be a healthy social fabric for people to be healthy, because that's like what life's about. It's about we're social animals, we need people in our lives to have meaning in our life, in our lives. Relationships are where meaning comes from. If you're in this is what I was talking about earlier, the thought experiment. If you're in a universe by yourself and you could do anything you wanted, you can create freaking other universes. If there's nobody to share it with, it's pointless. It's exactly like some people say, you could, have everything, but it's worth nothing if you have nobody to share it with. It's so relevant, dude. Life is what give, or relationships are what give life meaning. You know what I mean? And it's our social nature that matter. That's like the essence of life, dude. It matters so much. So if the social fabric's messed up, then our lives are fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's so relevant. It's so relevant. That's why I'm like just trying to drill the point home. Um, and I know this, and I try to be there for people. I can only spend myself so far. People got to be there for the people in their lives. And if you're out here just like neglecting the people around you and whatever, and you're just like, you know, living in some arbitrary, stupid way, like I said, that maybe the culture promotes today or something like that, then you're fucking up. You're failing. You're failing your people. You're failing as part of the social fabric. You know what I mean? People have to be there for each other, dude. It's such an easy, obvious thing. A lot of people are good people. I see that. But again, they can only spread themselves so thin. They can only, I see some very loving, nurturing people, like a lot. And I appreciate, their love quite often. I know people personally in my life that have like been there for me that I'm just like, totally appreciative of. And I see them spreading themselves so thin and just like being there for so many people. It's like, those are like those are great people. Those people, uh, probably some of the most important people in our society. You know what's sad? You know what's truly sad? Some of the people that have killed themselves, they were probably some of the best people. Like most, probably half of them were like totally sweet and sincere, sensitive, and so many of those people are probably decent people, but because the fabric of society failed them, now they're dead. They just literally we lost something that was beautiful and sweet. You know what I mean? Like that's sad. That's really sad to me because I see that. I see really sometimes I see like I'll give you an example. Actually, I've had two really good friends kill themselves. Okay, and at the time, first friend was living out of state. He was distant, and we weren't keeping in touch with him. I guess socially, the social fabric failed him. You know, we were his friend group. We only like, he called every so often, but we weren't like totally on point. Um, that was my first friend. Second friend, I was trying to like kind of leave the social group because I wasn't feeling like my life was progressing, so I was like gone for a while. He came to my house like 2 weeks prior and was just like, "Hey, where you been?" And we chit chatted for a little bit, but and then I just heard like 2 weeks later, boom, I got the news. I was like, "What the hell?" Like, and I could tell my friend he was kind of struggling with stuff. He was kind of like letting me know. I didn't know it was like that serious, but so social fabric failed twice, and I could see it in both situations. Um, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Well, my friends are. Well, yeah, that happened. I had two friends. They're very good friends of mine. It was really like we had like a group of friends, and it was probably like six of us, like majorly that are kind of like the main core of that group. And two of those six are now gone. Um, I forget what I was gonna say, but yeah, that happened. I mean, oh, well, here's what I was gonna say. My second friend actually, one of the things that he was dealing with was this drama with this girl. She's such a piece of shit. She's a piece of shit human being. Totally. He was with her, and we were all kind of telling him like this girl, is kind of sketchy. He didn't really want to hear it, but anyway, he was with her. Apparently, she cheated on him, had a kid by some guy, and he thought it was his for the longest time. She was pregnant the whole time. Then the kid comes out, and he kind of, he still thought it was his. Had the same skin tone and everything, but he started to notice after a little while, and I guess he, was hearing things about this girl kind of sleeping around and stuff. Long story short, found out the kid wasn't his, and then he was dealing with all this drama because he signed the birth certificate. They were making him pay child support. He knew it wasn't his. He was dealing with all this drama. I think a lot of that pushed him over the edge, and he eventually killed himself. But sure enough, this girl who fucking put him through all that is still just walking around it ain't no big thing. This piece of shit girl who put him through all that crap is still alive, walking around like it ain't nothing, while my friend, who is a good, sincere person, is in the grave. And that goes back to what I was saying. A lot of people that kill themselves are probably awesome people, while a lot of people who, push those people to that, I don't know, you know, level of just feeling like, this world sucks or whatever, that they want to kill themselves. They're just out here acting like it's fucking totally fine. You know what I mean? All these piece of shit people are alive out here just fucking walking around like it ain't nothing, while good people out here like, feeling like they want to kill themselves because fucking they're being fucked over so bad. You know what I'm saying? That is fucked up. That's fucked up right there. And but this goes back, and even a good social fabric would get rid of the shitty people like that. But when the social fabric's just fucked, it doesn't get rid of the shitty people. It's like a social disease. It allows the social disease to thrive and like eat away at the healthy, flesh of the social fabric. You know what I mean? And if it's not strong, like a tissue in our body, if it's not like well held together, like the cells of our body and functional like that, then the disease can come in and eat away at it. And the individual cells will start to die. The people, it all fall apart, and it literally, it's like a disease. It literally is. The social fabric matters like so much. um and that's what I'm trying to say, because like I know that and this is like a lesson I feel like people need to learn. um it matters so much, and so many people neglect it, and they go for these arbitrary things. It's like, dude, you are letting the social fabric rot away. You will die with it if it fucking rots away like that, because that is what life is about. It's the relationships, the people. We're social, man, and if the social fabric dies, people are pretty much going with it, man. It's just kind of how it goes. More and more people get depressed. More and more people just say fuck this shit. The degenerate people will be allowed to thrive. The social fabric. When there's a good social fabric, you know, it pushes the bad behavior away. It a good a good, like, let's say tribe or some group of people that are all like really on point with each other, whatever. They have their own standards. They'll kind of enforce their own laws a little bit, and they can push bullshit away. They can protect themselves collectively against bullshit. When that social fabric's dead, when it's all fucking totally fucked up, the bullshit can come in and just eat away like a disease. I'm telling you, this is all so fucking relevant. I feel like I'm like a freaking, I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it. I just understand this stuff. Like, I don't know. It's intuitive. Like that African proverb. It nobody had to get a degree in psychology or anything to come up with that African proverb. They just they got common sense, and they say that's why they said it's wisdom passed on. Like, wisdom comes from common sense, dude. Like, duh. This type of stuff I'm talking about is just apparent. Like, you just look around you. Um, the African proverb is great. Um, if you don't like welcome a child into the village, they will burn it down to feel its warmth. That is describes everything in like one sentence that I'm saying here. And so whenever I see all these people talking about, oh, if they could have got professional help, they maybe could have been. It's like, no, they needed a healthy social environment. That's what they needed. That's what everybody needs at all times. That's what we need to live well. That's what people need to live well. It's such an easy thing. Such an easy thing. But so many people don't. If they don't understand that's what we need, then they're not gonna be like trying for that, and they might be neglecting it, and they'll be trying for all this arbitrary shit. And it's like, it's like a mental illness that leads to social decay. You know what I'm saying? And then people are all like, oh, why am I so depressed? It's like, cause you neglected everything that mattered. Like, it's not a hard concept. It's a really, really simple concept. And so people just have to understand that that's what's important, so they don't neglect it. So they actually take the time to upkeep, the everything that matters. You know what I'm saying? Community matters. Social fabric matters. Friends matter. People matter. Social groups matter. They matter. You and all the stupid stuff you're chasing in life probably doesn't matter nearly as much as all that. I'm telling you, I know this. I just know this. The African people, whoever came up with the African proverb knew it. People understand. That's wisdom. They made that proverb, that little saying, to pass it down as like a simple piece of wisdom. Listen to it. You know what I'm saying? It's so serious. So serious. If that social fabric decays, everything kind of just goes with it, dude. It's like a social disease. It's like social rot. And everything will go with it, dude. And that's the problem, dude. That's the disease of our society. I'm telling you, it matters so fucking much. It's not even funny. Trying to really drill this point home here, like, make sure y'all get it. Like, that proverb obviously didn't, I mean, it's going around on the internet, so, you might see it sometime, but go Google it. Look it up. African proverb, burn down the village to feel its warmth. Like, you'll find it. Share that with people. Remember that and understand, like how important that is. When you got people that are killing themselves or going crazy and, like, doing crazy stuff, like, whatever, it's because the village ain't right. You know what I'm saying? The village ain't right. The village has to be right so people can assimilate. You know what I'm saying? That's what needs. The social fabric has to be good. Anybody with common sense knows this shit. And I guess I'm just trying to explain this for the people that might be disillusioned about, like, what the causes are. It's like, dude, everybody with common sense knows what I'm talking about. The African people, African proverb, they get it. A lot of people got common sense, dude, and they know this stuff. So it's like, that's good. And some people, they just seem so disillusioned. They're thinking, oh, this is the problem, that's the problem. It's like, no, dude, you have to be real. Like, it's a social thing, dude. Like, the vibes ain't right. Like, the situation ain't right. People ain't right. You can't get right with those people. Like, you can't get right because, I mean, it's a social thing. It's a social thing. So I hope I explain this enough and y'all get it, and y'all can take this and use it in a positive way, because I mean it's so relevant, dude. It's not minor, it's major. And it's like everything. It's like it's such a fundamental thing, dude. Like maybe it might be the most fundamental thing about life with humans, because it's our has to do with our human nature and everything. It's like so fundamental. If people don't, I mean, what else is more fundamental? You say health, living, okay, maybe God. Okay, that's all good. Okay, well this is third then. Something like that. I don't know. It's up there. It's so fundamental. So fundamental. Super fundamental. And it matters. It matters a lot. So pay attention, be smart. You have how should I say it? Be mindful. Be mindful of how people are feeling. Be there. Be a functional part of a social fabric. Um, don't neglect people. Don't neglect the stuff that matters. My phone's saying I'm running out of space, so I gotta turn the video off because it's gonna turn off by itself if I don't. So gotta do what I gotta do. Hope you enjoyed this backseat lecture. I'm just chilling, enjoying the breeze. But I read that on the internet, and I'm just like, dude, I've seen it so many times. Like these people are depressed and stuff. It's like the root cause is the village ain't right. That's the easy way to say it. So hope you understand. Go look up that African proverb. Drill it in your brain. Remember it. Don't forget it. It's wisdom put into a proverb for a reason. Don't forget it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll talk to you later. Much love.